Hello everyone, and welcome to another mapping video. Today what we'll be doing is kind of a dev diary type thing, because I figured if I just wait and do this all when it's completed, it won't be done for a little bit. So I figured to keep you guys in the loop on what's going on. I'll do these videos kind of when I get big things done, because the districts will take time to do. So what we'll be looking at today is the rural district, and Um, there are two sides of this road. Obviously, I really how it's divided up. This is a work in progress, so there's still a lot to be done. So right here on the main road, the spawn is going to go right here. The spawn tunnel will push you out into the road. Along the sides here are going to be hedges, and it's going to kind of wrap up here. This is where the buildings for the city will be, is on this side. There will be cliffs that kind of go along this side of the rural area. And then finally, um, along this road, there will be hedges that go on both sides. And there will be trees, bushes, and grass kind of placed throughout this area as well. So we'll look at the right side first. You have this little dirt road that goes this way. I believe I showed this building off in photos, but we'll look at it in a video. And this is a work in progress, so a lot of stuff still is, work in progress. For example, like the ground here, you see that there are different kinds of grass. The reason there's different types of grass is because I have not made all these into displacements yet. Once these are into displacements, I'll be using this texture because this is a blend texture. That means I can color it different. So if I want to uh, paint something, what is it? There we go. So I can kind of, as you can see, make dirt. Oh shit. There we go. So you can kind of see I can flip the texture around and I can color these different. So some of these will be colored something, some of them won't be. And then what I can also do is, since it's a displacement, I can raise these up higher. Granted, I'm not going to do that now because that's not going to be making a hill right there, but there will be some hills. So yeah, so the grass is still a work in progress, so don't worry about it. It's all going to be switched to that. And I'm going to add hills kind of throughout. Not really any big random hills, but just some hills throughout here to kind of give it that outdoorsy feel. And anyhow, we have the barn here. So this is why I showed off in the one photo. You can go inside, and you have this little area. You can go up here, kind of peek out of these windows. Then you have another little window here. That's pretty much it with the barn. It's not exciting, it's a barn. You have a couple silos out here, or 3 silos. One of them is from Psycho's thing that he did. A lot of the Polish ones that I looked at looked more wooden, and then it had a red top rather than a metal silo. They were more wooden. And then we have this little farmhouse here. You can go inside. You have one room, and it's small. It's a farmhouse. It's kind of meant for the farmer because the farm plot is right behind it. And the farm plot is obviously for an agriculture job. We can kind of work the field, farm crops, and all that. I'll probably add a gate around here, and then Eric's going to have to make a limit for one farmer probably. But yeah, he can kind of just farm the field here and all that good stuff. And maybe, even make it into some resources or set up a shop. That's what he could do. I could actually, I could put one gate here on the side of the farmhouse in between the hedges. And then maybe another gate here with a little dirt trail going along the side of the house. And he can kind of farm his crops here. And then he can have a shop in the barn and sell them to stuff like the baker and other stuff. And kind of sell his food and resources out. That might be cool. And the food can kind of heal people because in a lot of games, food for whatever reason heals people. So that would be kind of cool. Right here we have this little farmhouse, which I already showed the inside of, but here's the exterior. has a hay roof because a lot of Polish farms, from the photos I looked at, had hay roofs around World War II. Um, Not all of them, but some of them did. And then on the other side, we're going to have three big, or not three big buildings, but three main buildings. Two of them will be somewhat large. One of them is going to be like a smaller one, and that's going to be a little shed. The shed, I think, is just going to be something to look at. There won't be an interior for the shed. So in total, there will be 5 buildings that you can go in, which are in the rural district. And then I might add a secret underground like bunker somewhere over here too. So you have the oil fields as normal over here. Um, I might redo this into a one single lake type thing or oil thing. The reason I had these was because if you kind of think like the oil things, you just have like a refinery sitting over something. I could always make these smaller as well because the refinery isn't a giant train. It's now the 2 little pipes, so I could actually make that smaller. So I might do that. I don't know. I might just keep the 2. But anyhow, going over here, you have one big farmhouse here. Not really a farmhouse, this is just a rural house. Um, as you can see, there is something here. We'll get to that later. So you have a little porch here that you kind of, sit on, probably set up some chairs and all that. On the inside, you have the windows you can look out. You just kind of have this area. There's one big room in the back to see how people compare. This is the size of a person in the room. So it's a pretty good size. You make a lot of cool bases with this building probably. The downside will be the windows, of course, but nothing a few props can't fix. You can go over here. You got another window. Then you have a door, and then you got 3 more windows kind of looking out, and another very large room. And up top, this is a chimney. You'll be able to see this in game for some reason. It's like the doors. When you scroll out, they turn purple. It's just because it's a prop. So it'll look like this in game. And then right here, this is going to be the cellar. So you have the ladder you can climb up and down. It leads to this little cellar down here. So you can kind of do some fun stuff with this as well. Probably be a interesting base. It won't be too narrow. Granted, the Reich won't have a lot of cover if they're raiding here, because they're going to have to drop down. But at the same time, it's not like one guy go at a time, because you can probably fit at least 2 guys down here. Yeah, you could probably have 3 or 4 people jump down here at once. So that'd be interesting. And even if there is like a machine gun emplacement down here, all the Reich really has to do is throw a grenade, because there's nowhere to run in here. You can't really run away. The grenade's going to drop and pretty much blow all the props up, kill everyone within this area. If you're sitting back here, it might not be too big of a deal, but when all these props kind of fall, that will give the Reich more cover and stuff like that. And if there are no props, they can just bounce a grenade off that wall and have it go in the middle and pretty much kill everyone inside. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If it'll be used for a baker just baking down here, or if it'll be used as a resistance base. That's about it that I got done. There's going to be a forest, or not like a real big forest, but some trees around here, just in this area. And then there's going to be more trees in this area here. And I think it'll be interesting if Eric adds like a lumberjack job, because if he does, I don't really know. I don't even really know how it would work, if I even need to put trees down, or the plugin would just have trees magically generate in miners, or not miners, the one lumberjacks can cut them down, but I don't know. It might be a bit too complicated, so it might just be some trees. And then of course the rocks that spawn in, I don't place those. Eric kind of has, they're pre-generated, so they'll generate in places, so they can generate around this entire area basically, or probably just this side, not so much over here. And that's going to do it pretty much. This is going to be another two-story house maybe. This wood, this is going to be the wall of the house. I put it as the floor because I really liked the wood and I didn't want to forget what texture it was called, so I just decided to plop that there for now. This will be a smaller house, one story. Like I said, probably a shed that you cannot go inside. And once that's done, it's pretty much going to be adding the hedges. I'll probably have to move some of these a little bit farther out. But I'll add the hedges kind of going through here. And optimize all of that good stuff. Add lighting. Then just add all the nature effects. And then that'll be done. But not really a ton of exciting stuff, really. It'll look nice when it's done, but anyhow, so I'll probably be doing for this next week is be moving the current or the new Reichstag and the new prison on the current map, and maybe adding a new base if I have the brushes to do so. We'll see how many brushes I get to do that though. Anyhow, going to end this video here, so I'll see you guys next time.